It's a beautiful day in Orange County. I'm here at the swimming pool in Laguna Woods Village, and I'm here to interview Scott Dagenais, who is the rehab director at Palm Terrace. Welcome, Scott. I'm so glad to have you today.
Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's so fun to have you. I've been wanting to learn some good exercises and learn how to, keep fit and stay fit throughout the fall. So tell me a little bit about what you do.
So I'm the director of rehab over at Palm Terrace. So what we do over at Palm Terrace is we actually have an inpatient program as well as an outpatient program.
Okay.
With our inpatient program, what happens is generally a person will go to the hospital, and then from there what they do is they come back to us, and what we do is we focus on whatever their deficit is.
Okay.
Whether they had a hip surgery, whether they had a just change in medical condition.
Okay.
Whatever their deficit is, that's what we're really going to focus on.
Okay, so my mother-in-law recently had a hip replacement surgery.
Okay.
And so she would be a good candidate for Palm Terrace, for example. Is that right?
She would be an excellent candidate. A lot of times what happens is the hip surgery can be elective, or it actually can be as a result of a fall.
Okay.
And so just due to what got that hip fracture, or hip replacement, that's basically how we would tailor the therapy.
Okay, so how long do you do therapy while you're over there?
Well, it all depends on the need of the actual resident. Sometimes they'll get upwards of 2 hours of therapy 5 days a week, generally Monday through Friday, with some therapy on the weekend as well, based on what the actual need is.
Okay, so how long do people need to stay typically before they can go home?
Well, it all depends on what kind of support system they have at home. It depends on how high of level they were before. So there's lots of variables. Sometimes we'll see a patient in only for roughly a week.
Okay.
Sometimes they're there for up to a month or two. It all depends on where we need to get the resident, as well as their physical ability and the involvement with the family.
Okay, that makes sense. But you do outpatient as well?
We do have an awesome outpatient program.
Okay.
So what would happen is, if you had a general change of medical condition, you had a fall, what we'd do is we'd have you get a prescription from your doctor and actually come on into Palm Terrace, and one of our skilled clinicians would do a thorough evaluation as to what your deficits are, what your prior level of function was, and see how we can help you to get back to where you were before.
So that's kind of cool. So there's no hospital stay involved, you just need a doctor's note and then you can come on in.
Absolutely, as
Okay,
long as there's
cool.
the medical condition that warrants us to get involved and make sure you're provided the best care to prevent any falls, and or just make sure you're getting back to what you love doing.
Okay.
We have outpatient occupational, physical, as well as speech therapy that we
cool.
can address all those needs for you over at Palm Terrace.
Okay, and then right here in Laguna Woods Village, there are really good personal trainers as well that can help.
Yeah.
So you could kind of supplement with that if they want to do some more intense personal training right in Laguna Woods.
Absolutely. So if you're just looking to get fit and stay fit and be able to do your everyday activities and stay where you are, we absolutely encourage everyone to have a nice physical regimen.
Okay.
Of course, we want to do it within reason, make sure we're not breaking any contraindications your doctor might have and or medications you're on. So it's just important to first talk to your doctor, make sure that is appropriate for you, and then from there to start a physical regimen to make sure that you're up and you're moving. Because
Okay.
there always is that say, move it or lose it, and it actually
Right.
pertains to life too.
Yeah, that's true. So let's say that we have, so we've got right here 2 chairs, and you've told me that I can do some really good preventative exercises with these 2 chairs. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and the purpose is to not fall.
It's to not fall and just kind of see how you can increase your balance as well as just maintain some general strength.
Okay.
If you haven't done anything like this, of course I'm going to say not to do it on your own, and first go ahead and check in with the people at Laguna Woods or another personal trainer, or there's many other geriatric programs out there to make
Right.
sure everyone stays active.
Okay.
But here are a couple of simple things that can actually help with your day-to-day increasing your strength and or maintaining
Okay,
it.
cool.
So the first one, what we can just touch upon is a simple squat. I would say grab onto a kitchen counter or even grabbing onto a chair. And what you're gonna do is have your legs about shoulder width apart, and you're simply just gonna lower yourself down, engaging your core, making sure that tummy's nice and tight.
Nice and tucked, got
Keeping
it.
that chin up, and you're gonna squeeze your glutes, hold for a few seconds, and then you're gonna come
Ooh, I feel the
back
burn,
up.
I feel the burn.
And you can actually just come to a simple stance and continue to squeeze your glutes.
Okay.
Or you can make it a little more challenging and actually go up onto your
On
toes.
the toes. And we always want to keep holding on to something so we don't lose our balance,
Absolutely.
right?
First and foremost is safety, and we just want to go ahead and make sure that we don't want to create a fall when we're trying to prevent it.
Right. But this helps us with balance, right?
Correct.
This is what helps us not fall and
It can
prevent
help
falls.
with balance, or it can also just help with increasing some glute strength or your quadriceps as well.
Got it. Now, I read somewhere that falls are the #1 cause of death for people 65 and older. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah, so this is a really important regimen to do to
It
help
is.
prevent.
It's important just to make sure that you're maintaining your balance, generally just maintaining your safety.
Okay.
So often with exercise, but also getting into your home and actually seeing what ways you can prevent falls. Having nice wide open areas throughout your house. So I know we tend to always get more furniture as we get older, and things tend to be cluttered. So often getting rid of that coffee table, pulling all of those throw rugs up, making nice wide open spaces for you to walk around are the #1 ways to prevent a fall.
Okay, that is really good to know. So in addition to this, what's another exercise that we can do?
So another exercise we can do is, since often we have to correct our balance when we're moving side to side, going to reach for things, is we want to, it's called a single leg stance.
Okay.
But again, you want to have a nice grip
Okay,
on
good
a
grip.
chair or countertop.
Okay.
And what you're going to do is you're just going to simply stand and you're just going to bring your left leg out. You can squeeze your glute and then
Squeezing.
you can just bring it back.
Down.
You can just hold for a few seconds and you can just do about 10 repetitions of that.
You know, this is more challenging than it looks. I can totally, like, squeezing your glutes, I can totally, like, feel it burning. Feels really good.
And it's a little bit more difficult
Exercising.
because, of course, we're going on to one actual leg.
Right.
So that's why we say this is a little bit more advanced. It's a single leg stance. And again, if you haven't done anything like this before, don't attempt it without consulting with
Yes.
someone to make sure.
Okay.
And then you just go ahead and
Do
you
the other
alternate
leg?
and go with
Okay.
the other leg.
All right. And then you can have competitions with your friends on who can hold it the longest.
Right. But these are just some good ways to increase the strength in your legs and as well as increase your balance.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Scott. It's so great to have you here, and good luck with everything at Palm Terrace.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.